Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an audio sample of my Peavey VB-3 bass amplifier all tube. It is pretty unique. It's got a switch mode power supply. I did a video on this a while back about the history of it and also its successor, the Michael Anthony version. And I just had a little time today. I wanted to do a more thorough audio example from the last time that I did a sample of this amplifier. The difference being today is that this amplifier now has a full complement of electro-harmonics valves inside. I have 8 6CA7 big bottle power tubes in there, biased at 26 milliamps per tube. And then I have, well, I got to think about this for a sec. There's two 12AX7s in the preamp, a 12AT7 for the graphic EQ right before it goes to the power amp. And then on the power board, there's a 12AX7 and then a 12AT7 as well. So quite a lot of valves. And the cool thing about this amplifier, if you know anything about the history of it, it only weighs 37 pounds because of that switch mode power supply. Pretty awesome. And I am getting my audio setup here. I'm talking to you through a vocal mic, but I'm using my PV6 mixer. We got a couple things going on. Here's my vocal mic I'm talking to you through now. We have the XLR DI out to the VB-3. I'm going to be listening to that post EQ, and then I have myself an SM57 clone that is mic'd directly to the cone of my 410 TVX. Now, as you can see, I have all my cabinets in my studio room here, and I'm going to be running the 410 and the 15 BVX underneath it for today's demo. They are in parallel, 4 ohms each, so that is a 2 ohm load. We've already set the impedance in behind the VB3 to accommodate for that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to try out a couple different basses, everything from a Rickenbacker to a Fender P bass and a jazz bass. I got a couple other ones here. We'll just give it a try. In my opinion, from the couple times that I played out with this with the EHX power valves in there, I've noticed that since this doesn't have the blend channel, it just either is the overdrive or the clean channel. It doesn't have the blend like the Michael Anthony version does. But I've noticed that the overdrive is not as harsh. It's not as gritty. And I really like how that came out. I'm not much of an overdrive player to begin with, but if we can get a nice little bit of tube grit going on there, the clean channel is just incredible in my opinion. But let's give this a try and let me know what you guys think. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it warm up for a bit, and usually with the power sequence, it has a soft start. We're going to turn on the power first, let it run and warm up for about 5 minutes, and then we'll hit the standby. We'll turn that on, and that'll fully power up the amplifier. Give those bottles a chance to start burning there. All right, guys, I'm running a little low on cord length here, so I'm just going to go and put the microphone down. What I have set up is that we have almost a 50-50 blend of the microphone over my shoulder here and the XLR DI out post EQ. And I am not going to be using the graphic EQ at this time or the compressor. This is just straight up alt valves in the signal chain, no ICs from the graphic EQ. Honestly, from what I'm hearing in my headphones here, sounds pretty good. And in the room here, I only have the master 1.5, 2. It's when you have a full stack in a small room like this, I'm sure you guys can appreciate how loud it can actually get. So without me blowing my eardrums out, let's just noodle around. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for letting me go through a couple different instruments there. And all those samples, as you heard, the volume, the clean was at about 3 to 4, and then the overdrive was at about 4. And then the graphic EQ was flat. It wasn't even used. Now, I will just pull out a couple of my favorite basses that I've been playing with a lot, and then I'm going to set the graphic EQ to something that I would normally use on a live setting, just to kind of give you guys an idea. All the previous samples, there's no ICs or anything like that. That's just all of the Electro-Harmonix valves going through the signal there, nothing else. And the volume in the room here has been, I've been trying to kind of tame it down. I was at about 1.5, 2. I had to bring it down to about 1 just because it's loud. Let me get another bass and I'll adjust this EQ to something modest that I would do and check it out. And for those that are wondering, this has been running for maybe about an hour, a little over an hour and a half now, just me noodling around. And the temperature in the house I usually keep to about 68, 69 degrees. Well, it's because of the heat of the valves in here. Even with my office door open, it's reached 73 degrees Fahrenheit here. So you can imagine this is basically a space heater, but all the hot air is coming out here. But it's not that terribly hot to begin with. It's actually very efficient in terms of cooling. So just wanted to point that out. That's why I took off my my sweater here, because it was starting to get a little warm in here. All right, guys, that's where I'm going to end the video for today. I think I'm done pissing off the neighbors. It's been quite loud. The whole house is shaking, but I have a lot of fun with it. If there's any questions, let me know. It's a modest smiley curve as far as the graphic EQ is concerned, but most of the samples that you've heard today is just straight up the amp, no EQ or anything done on any of the active basses that I have. That's all coming from the head, and it's quite fun. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys on that next project.